I really love San Francisco. It's a city I have been born in and where I still am growing up. However, something I have really noticed and feel like has gotten normalized is the amount of people without homes who are living on the streets. Even though San Francisco is home to many millionaires with rich culture and many helpful opportunities and programs, there are still plenty of people without homes with easy access to drugs. Some blocks, streets are just filled with those who are hunched over, passed out, or lying on the road. Parents walk their children past many who are just using drugs out in the open. Robbery is also an issue in the city, with businesses and cars being broken into. At this point, I feel like our community has just gotten desensitized to the amount of drug use and homelessness that has been going on in our city. So I'm going to be asking some questions to gain some perspective from a few others to show their own experience with living in SF and what they see and what they feel.
16.
16.
What areas in San Francisco do you frequent?
Maybe Sunset or Richmond.
Yeah, me too. Sunset and Richmond. Oh, wait. Chinatown.
Okay.
What is usually your mode of transport to get anywhere in San Francisco?
Bus or my mom drives me. Usually my mom drives me or I get a ride.
Yeah, same. I either bus or I have someone to drive.
Do you feel safe when you use public transport?
Sometimes
Most of
no.
the time.
At night, no.
How often do you see drug use or homelessness? in
Like
SF?
where? Maybe Tenderloin. Is that what you're asking?
How often?
If from where?
Wait, drug use? Not that often, but like I see a lot of homeless people.
I see a lot of homeless people, like maybe every time I go out, but drug use not that much.
If you do see it, where do you see it the most?
Tenderloin.
Like, I don't know.
Like what area?
Like I don't like Chinatown, like downtown.
You see homeless people mostly in downtown.
A lot of homeless people in downtown.
Yeah. Are there any places you try to really avoid in San Francisco? Are there any places that you really try to avoid in San Francisco? I'm not gonna be.
No, I can go anywhere.
Yeah, if I'm with someone, I don't go places alone.
If you're alone, then what places would you avoid going by yourself?
Tenderloin.
Tenderloin.
And
Or
like
anywhere
Bayview.
downtown.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good.
Bye.
Alright, so first question, how long have you been living in SF? Did you grow up here? What part did you grow up?
Yeah, so I was born in Oakland in 1990. I came to San Francisco when I was very young, probably less than a year old. You know, I couldn't handle those streets, so I swam all the way here to SF. And I've been here ever since. I grew up in the Richmond district on Park Presidio between Lake and California, and I stayed there until I was about 21, and then I kind of moved off to other districts in the city, but I spent my whole life here in San Francisco, so I consider myself a mostly San Francisco native.
What parts of San Francisco do you frequent often?
You know, right now I live in, I guess, what would be intersection of Pac Heights and Chinatown. So, really like checking out some of the restaurants in Chinatown. Occasionally go to Japantown. The financial district is a very close walk. North Beach also very short walk for me. So I kind of keep it in that general cluster neighborhoods.
Are there any places that you would avoid going to? Maybe like alone or at night?
Yeah, you know, I'm a little bit wary of, say, some parts of the Mission at night. I did have an experience where I was robbed once, so I think that made a bit of a lasting impression. Granted, I'm lucky enough to be a bigger guy, so I don't have to worry about it as much as some other people, but yeah, there are areas of the city like the Mission or the Tenderloin that I just don't really frequent because of safety reasons.
How do you usually get around San Francisco? Like, what's your mode of transport?
Ooh, so mostly public transit, walk. Every now and then I ride my bike, but I would hardly call myself a bike bro. I don't accept the label. But yeah, mostly walking in public transport and occasionally Uber.
Do you feel safe walking around in SF?
Yeah, for the most part. I think I'm fortunate enough that the neighborhood that I live in is pretty safe. We are at the top of a very steep hill, so you don't see too many people up there.
Do you feel like there is some sort of drug issue and homelessness crisis in SF?
Yeah, I think so. I worked on a couple of political campaigns in prior seasons, and back in 2022, I was the field director for Matt Dorsey's campaign for District 6 Supervisor. During the course of that campaign, I learned a lot about the sort of drug prevention, homelessness infrastructure, nonprofit infrastructure in San Francisco. I think, yes, there is a problem, yes, there is a crisis, and I think that the problem is not easily solved by throwing more money at the problem. I think a part of the problem is that oftentimes people, like any disease, ideally your first course of treatment should be to identify the problem early, so it's a lot easier for you to manage the condition versus if it were at a later stage. The sad reality is, unfortunately, a lot of people that are in the process of realizing that they have an addiction or may have an addiction, a lot of them go to some of these nonprofits for services, and unfortunately, a lot of them don't qualify. I feel like these are the people that would benefit the most from services and early intervention. Take, for example, somebody that's been living on the street for a long time. Having been close to homelessness before, I think my takeaway is you don't realize how subtle and how complicated your mental health, like the things that encompass a person's well-being. There are things and ways that people can treat you that affect the way that you can process information, the way that you are comfortable communicating with people. I think that, it's a tough problem, and I think the main takeaway for me is I think that people need community. I think people need a safe, clean environment, and I think people need a lot of love, a lot of attention, and more that the current infrastructure is capable of providing. So that's kind of my long-winded answer to that.
How often do you see drug use or homelessness in SF?
Depending on where you are, nearly every day. From where I live, if I walk 2 blocks down the hill, I will most certainly see somebody slumped over in the fentanyl fold. For me, I'd say every other day. Yeah, every other day I see somebody in crisis.
Where would you say you see it most?
Definitely the Tenderloin. So I think that's closest to where I live, and it's also a part of my commute. So yeah, Tenderloin and south of Market, 100%.
Would you ever volunteer to help out the people who are in the in-house community?
Yeah, I think I would. I know that there are a lot of orgs and a lot of patrol groups throughout the city that offer services to homeless people. I'd say if I had the free time and if I felt like my volunteering could have a meaningful impact on helping someone, absolutely, I'd love to.
All right. Thank you for your time.
Great.